Welcome to the podcast for Take a Bow Part 2. Tonight marked the graduation of many cast favorites. A very emotional night. So tonight we got to see the continuation of Fiona dealing with the aftermath of her drinking the alcohol. And the opening scene, once again, Annie Clark has done a fantastic job in these past two episodes. Right before the opening titles and her just sitting there holding the bottle, knowing what she did was wrong, and, you can tell she regrets it. I mean, that was just so powerful. And then after that, a scene with Holly J and Fiona, Holly J revealing that she's getting her kidney transplant the day of prom, and Fiona just, realizing everything she's doing. She's starting to, spiral out of control again. She knows she's got to do something to get her life back on track. The graduation scene was great. Hearing Holly J give that speech and, seeing Fiona in the back and all the friends and everyone together up front, Fiona all alone. It really stood out as, a powerful scene. And of course, after that, we got a great Riley moment with his mother when she pretty much, accepted the fact that he's gay. Very happy they were able to include that moment in there. So hopefully now Riley and Zane are going to have their happily ever after and they will be together at prom. And then in the meantime, you have Fiona out getting alcohol. She runs into Charlie. Once again, another extremely emotional scene. Fiona is breaking down crying, until Fiona reveals she let Mr. Tuxedo Pants go. And Charlie just tells her, you're acting this way, you're pushing people away, this is your problem. And then Fiona put together a great moment for the four girls, Holly J, Anya, Shantae, and of course, Fiona herself. In the limo together and just, having a good time. That was so great to see. And, the very end with them leaving their mark, literally, on Degrassi was another just brilliant scene. I mean, everyone talked about, the thing they're worried about, and I mean, it was just fantastic. What more can you say about that? This episode was just so good. Everything about it was awesome. And then the huge shock at the end, Fiona announced she's going to rehab. I mean, I had no idea where they were going, with Fiona. I mean, was she gonna, people were saying maybe she's gonna commit suicide. She's going to rehab. I mean, very shocking. So we'll see what the rest of season 11 has in store for Fiona. The Katie and Drew plot, again, was sort of the comedic relief of everything. I love the feel free to tweet it line that Drew had. The writers, I like that they embrace Twitter, something that obviously connects the fans that so many of us use on a daily basis. And it's cool to keep hearing, little phrases and references in the show. And I definitely liked, Katie when she was trying to get sexy on the couch for Drew. It's going to be really interesting to see, where they go, especially now that Drew has brought her home to meet Audra, his mother. And will she open up to her and like her and, want Drew to be around her? The big shocker was Bianca contacting Drew. Why was she contacting Drew? Obviously, we know something's going down at the prom. Vince is back, causing some trouble, and who knows what the outcome of that is going to be. As I've said, I haven't seen any of the promos. I haven't seen the promo yet for tomorrow, so I don't know what's happening. But yeah, I can't wait for this prom, a 2-part prom. That's the big plot. I can't wait to find out about Holly J and, her kidney transplant, Fiona going to rehab, Zane and Riley, the possibilities of them getting back together. This episode, once again, was extremely well done, well directed, well acted, well written. Definitely fantastic, and I can't wait for the next 2-part conclusion Wednesday night and Thursday night to see how it will all end. Thanks for listening to the podcast. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you all tomorrow for part 1 of the mid-season finale.